Hey everybody, it's your girl Angie. Welcome back to Kiss My Cheeks TV. It's time for Say What Now. Now you all know if you haven't heard, Kitchen Table Talk, which is my Sunday night show, 6 p.m. It's on a break right now. Hiatus is what they call it, maybe. But so since Beans and myself aren't doing Kitchen Table Talk, I said it's a couple of hot topics I want to talk about. So let's do a quick little lunchtime. Say what now? And I feel like it's easier to come with fewer topics than an hour long show. And I just want to drop my 2 cents. I want you all to get in the chat, get in the comments, let me know your 2 cents. And then I'm about to be done, done with it. The biggest thing I want to talk about is this escape drama because Latasha and her husband have been speaking. And then, of course, Kandi the other day, hey, Eric, has responded. And I'm just like, it's more drama off the show than on the show. But let's get into the few hot topics I have. I can't wait to you all hear my 2 cents. Give me your 2 cents. And then let's go back to work because I am on my good old lunch break. I hope you all are having a good day at work today. Up first, Diddy, I guess, is in the works shopping a reality show with Hulu. We all know that the Kardashians are the big name over there in Hulu reality. I ain't watching them, so I guess they said, let's give Diddy and all of his kids a chance. Look, why not? I would like to know the inner workings of his family. One thing that I respect about Diddy, if I don't respect anything else about him, is as a father, he raises all of his children together. He doesn't care who the mother is, what kind of drama may have went down. All of his kids are going to grow up knowing each other, loving each other, being a family. I'm here for that. So I would like to see the inner workings of it, but a part of me is like, I adore Diddy's family just on Instagram, the pictures. I feel like once you start opening up and maybe some of them, because these are young adults, they may say something a little off color and people might, bash them. I feel like keep your kids off of reality TV, Diddy. Nothing, I mean, everybody wants to be famous. I just feel like as young adults, let them make their mistakes off camera. Let them learn their lessons off camera. But hey, the only one I really care about is the Quincy one, the oldest one. He's so cute and he does acting. I remember him from Star and a couple of other shows. Good luck with it. I'm gonna watch it, Diddy. I'm gonna watch it and I'm gonna review it if it come out on Hulu. But I wouldn't put my teenagers and young 20-year-olds on reality TV. I wouldn't do it, but hey, DM Rocks. Up next, I saw this news article and I actually listened where it was a Missouri news anchor. They were talking about Snoop Dogg. So she didn't just say this out of anywhere. The point of the story, they were talking about Snoop. And she didn't use her best judgment. She said for shizzle manizzle on live TV. We all know when we break down what Snoop Dogg is saying in his Snoop isms, the way he speaks in that tongue is he's pretty much saying for sure my N word. And as a white lady, you should know this, and you should know no matter how you want to say it, you're still saying the N word on live TV. I don't think she meant it. I don't think she would have said this if they weren't talking about Snoop Dogg. It is Mississippi. I ain't gonna say too much, but she got fired. Is that too harsh of a punishment for repeating? I mean, I guess you can't repeat other rap lyrics. Lady, you had to learn this the hard way. And you can see her co-host, the one in the blue, who seems to be some part African American. He was like, don't say this, don't do this, wrong road. It's not funny because the lady lost her job. I personally wouldn't have fired her. I would have, gave her one of those little trainings like I know this is a rap lyric and it really ain't the N word, but you still can't say it. Don't do this again. Sensitivities, I wouldn't have fired her, but hey, she had to learn it the hard way. I bet you won't nobody else do it. Now, this story right here really intrigued me, of a young lady who said her boyfriend stole her $3,000 YSL handbag and gave it to his new girlfriend. Now, there's a whole bunch of text messages that went down, and I feel like getting all the screenshots of all the text messages. I watched the video, and I'm just going to break it down real quick and then give you my 2 cents. Pretty much, she hit up the girl saying, look, that's my bag. Old boy stole it from me and gave it to you. Can I please have it back? Old girl said, how I know that's your bag? Send me proof. The girl in the picture to the left sent proof. Like, look, this is me with the bag. I got an air tag in it. I could roll up on you if I want to. Can I please just have the bag back? The current girlfriend said, look, that's a problem with you and old boy. That ain't got nothing to do with me. You ain't getting the bag back, pretty much. So old girl rolled up on her because she has an air tag in the bag and was like, look, give me my bag back. And she's in the scene with her mother. And her mother is like, look, if you can afford one bag, go buy another one. For the most part, she didn't get her bag back. And I don't know the rest of the story. I guess she didn't put the rest of her business on Instagram because she probably went up there with a couple of cousins and whooped that girl ass and got her bag back. I don't know. I wouldn't put that part on Instagram either. But I wouldn't have put none of this mess on Instagram. What I would have done is I would have reached out to her. If she would have talked that foolishness, I would have found the air tag and rolled up on her with the police. And like, look, this is my bag. Can I get it back? Period. And if you didn't want to get the police involved and you wanted to go a little bit more self-help way, the girl already told you on the text messages she's not giving you the bag back. So if you're going to roll up on her, why did you roll up on her solo? You should have rolled up on her with somebody who don't have anything to lose, down for some, hood shit, and would have got you your bag back. But hey, I don't know. Is all of this just for attention on social media? Because I wouldn't have put any of this on there. I would have just, I guess 3,000 isn't enough for grand theft. But I just would have got the police involved and got my bag back, because who really wants to deal with the police? I don't know. Go buy. Yes, Eric. She said, go buy. The mother told her, if you could buy one bag, go buy another one. People out here are a mess. Now, me personally, Angie, I don't want any stolen property. And two, I don't want a man who has to steal something from his ex to give it to me to make me feel some kind of way. That girl could have got her bag back and that man back, because I wouldn't want neither one of them. But hey, anything for a YSL, I guess. I don't know, but let's move on. I wasn't going to touch this story. I wasn't going to touch it at all. Shirley Ralph, the actress, I really love her. She came out. She didn't say anyone's name. She just said back in the day, there was a TV judge that sexually assaulted her. And I was like, I feel bad for Cheryl. I'm happy she's telling her story, getting it out, getting it off of her chest. That's very freeing. And I was just going to leave the story at that. I wasn't going to say anything about it. But then a few days later, she does another interview about it. And in the interview, they ask her, like, was it, Judge Greg Mathis? And she was like, no, it was not. She made it clear it wasn't Greg Mathis, Judge Mathis. And I knew it wasn't Judge Mathis, because I just wouldn't believe he would do something like that. But then after she did that interview where she said it wasn't Judge Mathis, here comes Judge Joe Brown talking about, I'm going to sue her for defamation if she keep talking about this and spreading the mistreatment or something that happened. What is that, over 25 years ago? I deny these rumors. I ain't never had no acquaintance with this lady. I'm like, sir, she did not say her name. She did not mention you. You are not the only other television judge out there. She didn't even say it was a black person. All she said was because they asked, was it Judge Mathis? She said no. So I'm like, are you telling on yourself, Judge Joe Brown? Because why are you piping up? Why are you hollering when no one said your name? No one said your name at all. I didn't even think of your name. I forgot you was even a TV judge. Hey, Dabu. I forgot you were even a television judge until you start piping up. Look, until somebody says your name, can you please don't worry about it. You ain't got to sue nobody. Nobody said your name, sir. Nobody thought your name. I didn't even think of you in this situation. But anyway, what you say, let me see what you said in the chat because I might want to know some tea about this. Do you hear about the Poverty and Sandra having a Twitter feud? No, what are they Twitter feuding about? Ain't neither one of them ladies on TV. What are they Twitter feuding about? I guess I'll go on Twitter and look at it and see if it's worth talking about. But are they fighting to be on Traders next season? I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, let's get back to the stories at hand. Who's next? Sadly, we have to announce that Beyonce and Adidas have parted ways. They said it was a mutual part. Mutual. We will no longer be able to buy Ivy Park and Adidas. Beyonce still owns the name Ivy Park, and I guess she can come out with it somewhere else. But Beyonce, go ahead and it's too expensive, girl. Nobody wants them high ass workout clothes. They aren't practical. Like, who wants this red outfit? Who wants a sheer tulle Adidas dress with the pleatings of the skirts? That's not practical. That's cute in a photograph. I could see celebrities wearing that. Maybe the only place I've seen it is Molly wearing it on Insecure. And Portia wore a little jumpsuit on Real Housewives of Atlanta. But the clothes aren't practical for everyday wear. Like, if you would kind of do something like Yitty, what Lizzo is doing, where it's practical workout clothes and it's not $200, $300, $400. I can't afford. I can't speak for anybody else's pocketbook, but I can't afford that Ivy Park just to be hanging up in my closet saying I got it. Now, if it's something cute, I can get a little 50. And I understand you, Beyonce. I'll even give you a little $80, $90 workout outfit I could wear to the gym and be like, oh, look at me in my Ivy Park. That's something different. But everything else, it's not practical, Beyonce. Like, either go do something high fashion or do something practical, but you can't. Most of us don't live in a world where we could wear the in-between. They're fighting about who is the queen of Survivor. Neither one of y'all. Neither one. We don't barely even remember y'all. Sari is the queen of Survivor. And I said it. Oh, you talking about the lady on TV? She shouldn't have been fired. She didn't say the N-word. Look, you don't have to say the N-word. You implied it. She implied it. I would give her a one-time only pass and some sensitivity training to know, like, I don't care what it is, you still shouldn't have said it. You implied it. I wouldn't have fired her either. I would have gave her the opportunity to come back on air the next night and apologize. And, because I don't think she meant anything by it. If you hear it, she didn't mean anything by it. But hey, we live in a world now where if enough people complain, that's the end. Now, let's get to the meat and potatoes of this. Say what now? Because I thought the last time I talked about Xscape, I was done. But these people are constantly, daily fighting and making videos and interviews about each other. And it's very draining. And before I even get into all of this, Tocha, you should have someone in your camp, a PR person, to tell you, the public, we don't believe you. We believe you stole your sister money. I don't care how you want to spin it, dip it, and dive it. We believe you took that lady money. And for you to be someone trying to sell gospel records, you aren't coming off very godly. But let's get into what's going on. Now, this is the first Tasha interview. She was on TV, and this is the interview where she was talking about, Kandi can't sing, and Tamar came out talking about she sounded like a billy goat and all of that. And she was going back talking about Kandi was crying in the booth, talking about why she got to sing lead all the time. I want to sing lead sometime. Look, when it comes to Xscape, I feel like there was an internal struggle between who's going to be the Diana Ross of it all. Who's going to be the Coco of it all. And I feel like Latasha felt like her voice was strong enough where everybody else can sit down. And I've already said, Kandi's has a tone. Tone is how you sound. It's Latasha Scott sounds like every other person doing runs up and down the scale on TikTok and Instagram. She can sing, but there's a million other people on Instagram that sound and can do exactly what she does. Kandi has a unique tone, kind of like a T-Boz. So when you get on Let's Kick It, Every Man Wants a Woman, that tone is unique. That tone is what sells the records. The same for TLC. Anybody could have sang all of TLC's hits, but because T-Boz has a tone that is unique and is not heard in every other group, and she also sings that low register, it made them different. So people want to hear different. We don't want to listen to everybody running up and down the scale on every song. But anyway, the first thing she said that I took note of is that her husband Rocky booked a lot of shows for them back when Kandi was out of the group. But she said when Kandi came back in the group, nobody paid Rocky for the shows that he booked for them. And the only person that cut her husband a check was Tiny, not even her sister Tamika. And I'm like, that can't be true. That's bad business. As we see managers suing their artists left and right all the time. And she was like, I'm the only one. I guess they just suspect my cut to be Rocky's cut, and that's not fair. And I'm like, that's not business. That's not business. So if that was true, you would have been Rocky doesn't look like he leaves money on the table. He would have been sued those ladies for his 10% or whatever. So that, number one, I don't believe that. I don't believe it. So then she's on another interview making fun of Kandi and Tiny's voice. And I'm like, why you shading Tiny? Tiny seems like the peacemaker of the group. But everybody catching bullets now. Everybody is catching bullets. Maybe they fired you. I hope they fired you. I really do. I'm with Kandi. I hope your gospel album, I ain't buying it, but I hope everybody else in the world supports your gospel album. It streams. You get millions and millions of streams. So you never have to look at Xscape again. And you could go on and be happy. And you can go on and finally say your voice did something successful. But anyway, she's telling the story about the softest place on earth. And she said Kandi was in her feelings and she wanted to sing lead. So she went in there with Joe and spent hours and hours trying to sing lead. And Joe was like, I need a new sound. Tiny said, let me try it. She went in there hours and hours. And I can't agree because I've heard Tiny sing lead. Tiny can sing down. And I know if she would have got the opportunity to sing Softest Place on Earth, she would have did a great job because she sounds good and she has a soft tone. Tiny is another one. Like Tiny's voice isn't unique. Tiny can sing, but she sounds like everybody else on the internet too. So I don't believe Joe came back and was like, nah, Tiny ain't it either. And only you could have sang the song. Because you and your sister sound just alike. So why Tamika couldn't sing lead? Anyway, so I just didn't appreciate that story because now we're going down the narrative that you're the voice of the group and nobody, the producers really ain't want to work with nobody, but Kandi and everybody else was making such a huge deal about you singing lead that people just let them sing lead. Like, I don't like the narrative. She's trying to recreate history and I don't like that. Now let's see what next. Is it Kandi checking her again? Okay. Then we get over to Tasha K. Now, mind you, I don't listen to Tasha K. And I'm just gonna leave it at that. I don't really know the lady. I never really follow her platform, but I do see when she has a good interview and it makes the headlines, and I might check out a couple of sound bites. So that's what I did. I checked out the sound bite when Rocky called in to her show. And this is kind of where your husband, like, y'all really need a PR person because y'all constantly telling on yourselves. Now, Rocky never denied stealing the 30K. But what he said was the truth is Tamika been stealing Tasha money because they've been getting the sisters mixed up for years. And for years, some of Tasha's royalties been going to Tamika, and Tamika ain't been giving Tasha the money, and we ain't said nothing about it. So what you're telling me by saying all of this is, yeah, you took the $30,000 because you felt justified to it because Tamika stole some of Tasha's money. And y'all, it's telling me they money already all intermingled up anyway because they sisters. But to me, Latasha don't sound nothing like Tamika. Like that's two totally different letters, a L and a T. I don't understand how they checks are getting mixed up. But hey, I ain't in the music industry. Maybe it could happen. But it sounds like, yeah, I stole that $30,000 because she might have got a little $2,000 check of Tasha, so I ain't feel no need about it. Now that's all allegedly. This coming from somebody who I already believe is a liar. So I don't believe Tasha was getting, I mean, Tamika was getting any of Tasha's checks, but I believe Rocky, instead of just saying, no, we ain't steal it, we don't know what Tamika is talking about. Instead of doing all that, you going on talking about something else, which to me sounds like you trying to justify your wrongdoings. Like I said, people constantly telling on themselves when they should just deny it or say nothing. Now, Kandi finally came back, and Kandi did a little speak on it. And again, I ain't got time to listen to Kandi defend herself. But one thing, I feel like Kandi don't have to defend herself, but I'm not mad at Kandi for bragging. Because you know what? It's all about jealousy. And Kandi let them know once again, it ain't never had to do nothing about singing lead. It had to do with you always using my name to shine. And Kandi let it be known, name a time in the past 20 years where you were in the headlines when it wasn't attached to my name. And I said, oh, I'll wait. I'll wait because I ain't never heard of Latasha Scott being in any kind of headline unless it has something to do with Kandi coming back to Xscape. But I'll wait for Latasha to respond on that one. And then Kandi also said the biggest hit, since you want to talk about my voice, the biggest hit that you've ever had was Just Kicking. And that's the song where I sang lead. So the song that's putting the most residuals in your bank account is me singing lead. Oh, Tasha, I'll wait. What you got to say about that? I definitely will wait. And Kandi also said, while you're doing all this praying, you must only be praying about me because all you're talking about is me. And I agree. Your beef is with your sister, but the only person you're talking about is Kandi. And then Latasha went off to talk about, well, I ain't heard of this check in 10 years. I ain't never heard about it. It happened 10 years ago. And I'm like, ma'am, how you know it happened 10 years ago if you ain't never heard about it? She could have been talking about a check y'all got 2 weeks ago. And for you not to hear about it, your mama sure knew about it. Look, I wish Xscape the best. I wish they would just fire Latasha because the three girls seem very happy without her. And I wish they would stay off social media because it's too much to report. And I can't come on here every day reporting. I do want to hear Latasha respond, but I don't think she has a response to what Kandi has to say because Kandi is speaking all facts. All facts. I would like to see maybe Kandi, Tiny, and Tamika get a season 2 of this show because I really do enjoy the show. And I wish Tasha success because it's clear she's not happy. It's clear she won't be happy until she can have something that she can stand on and brag on that's equal to Kandi. And until she can get something equal to Kandi, she's never going to be happy because she feels like she has the voice and her and Kandi should switch lives. Maybe if you found you a husband that supports you like Todd and doesn't try to control you and manipulate you, maybe you should start right there, Latasha. Maybe find you a husband similar to Kandi's. And maybe you might find some success. But I'm gonna let it go because I done spent half of my lunch break on here and I'm about to run downstairs and make me something real quick to eat before I have to get back to my work keyboard. Thank you all so much for stopping by on this. This ain't Oh Stella. This is Say What Now? A quick little lunchtime Angie's 2 cents. Now, I know I'm very much behind on my videos. This is an extremely busy part of the time of year for me. It's tax season. I haven't even watched the latest episode of Xscape. I plan to watch that and maybe review it tomorrow. Tomorrow night, me and Ebby will be reviewing Love is Blind season 4. And what else? Later on tonight at 5 o'clock, I'm going to get into Drag Race because I'm behind on Drag Race as well. But forgive me, you all. I'm just really busy and I'm not watching the shows like I normally do. But oh yes, thank you for reminding me, Double. See, I'm forget everything. I gotta eat. If you're by any chance a part of the challenge fantasy team and somebody got eliminated, tonight is the night. You have to email Christina, she's the league manager, and tell them, like, I have Naya on my team. You have to email her and tell her, like, take Naya out and put somebody else up. I don't know who I'm gonna put up. My heart is telling me to throw Emily up there. My heart is telling me to throw Emily up there. So I'm probably gonna take Naya out and put Emily up, and we'll get into that. But yes, look up your fantasy teams before it's too late. Thank you for reminding me because I completely forgot all about that. So I'll see you all tonight for Drag Race. I'll see you tomorrow for Love is Blind. Thursday will be Ostella, and I think Friday is the Ultimate Girls Trip. So I'll be around every night. I'll see you all every night for something. So have a good rest of your work day. Talk to you all later. Bye.